Yep.
All right, Facebook, we are live. Welcome to the show today. We come to you every weekday at 12:30 to talk about your health, exercise, mindset, nutrition, and your recovery methods. Today, I'm super excited. We have Emily Frisella. She is the author of Fresh Farm Kitchen. Rachel and I have been eating the shit out of this book. It is awesome. I almost called you Rachel. Emily is the wife of Andy Frisella, who has First Form supplement products, and she has branched off and become her own entrepreneur. What is it? The female entrepreneur. What's the name that everybody's using right now? But anyway,
is there a name I haven't heard?
Yeah, I forget what it is. Like womanpreneur.
Oh, yeah, or people say like mompreneur if they're like a mother.
Yeah, no, there's one that's just for females or just for women, or I don't know.
I don't know. Now I feel like I'm out of the loop now. I need to get in. I need to figure out what this name is.
Yeah, you do. But anyway, real cool person. This book is phenomenal. You guys definitely want to pick it up. But she started an apparel company. She's also super into this exercise stuff that we're going to end up talking about today. But Emily, do you kind of want to introduce yourself a little bit and tell them a little bit how you got started in your exercise journey? Because you weren't always into.
No, not with like in the gym or anything like that. I was an athlete all through, high school, through junior high. I played volleyball, and then I played college volleyball. And, when you did that, we trained 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I grew up on a farm, and which I talk about in the cookbook. And you always had like chicken fried steak, fried chicken, mashed potatoes. You had all this like super soulful country farm food, basically, my mom would make every night. And when you're training 2 hours a day, you're a teenager, you can eat like that. And then when I got out of college and realized, I wasn't training 2 hours every day and burning off the calories I found out pretty quickly I couldn't eat like that anymore. So I decided to, I probably took 2 years off totally of training after college, and then decided, I got to get back into working out. So I started doing, the 3 days a week weightlifting thing. But it was very, I didn't know that much about it then. So, because we didn't have to train with weights to play volleyball, we always just trained on the court and on the track. So I started training with weights a little bit. And then, of course, I was a cardio bunny, like I think every woman is, because I think that's the proper way to like lose weight and, get curves and stuff, which cardio has its benefits, but weight training is really like where it's at, as you know. So I just got more and more into it, more educated, I started reading more.
I said, I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, it's true. And so I went through like an evolution of fitness, basically, where I went from reading, I think, every ad there is in a magazine. You read all these crazy things like, I was doing 45 minutes of cardio 6 days a week, and then I would lift for maybe 20 minutes after 3 days a week. And I wasn't getting the results I wanted at all. I looked basically the same, but I just started I shrunk just a little bit because I did lose a little bit of weight from cardio, but I wasn't, building my body the way I wanted to. So I started digging deeper, and then hired a coach, trusted the process. And now I lift 6 days a week, and I do 10 minutes of cardio a week. So I do like 2 5-minute HIIT training sessions on a bike, and that's it. So and that's been more beneficial, so because your muscles burning off that fat, it's boosting your metabolism. So yeah, that's how I got into fitness. I just, Andy and I have been together about 9 years, and, he has a supplement line. He has supplement superstores here local in St. Louis and Illinois and Missouri, Kansas City and Springfield. And I learned more about proper supplementation and nutrition. And the book kind of came about because when I was going through this process, I couldn't find a clean eating healthy cookbook that didn't have like bogus ingredients or took forever to prepare. Yeah. So I said, screw this. And I was like, I'm writing my own damn book. So, and I've always loved cooking my entire life. So I started just writing down my recipes I would make on the daily, and then compiled the first book, and the second book's coming out soon. And it's all stuff you can get at your regular grocery store. It's very cost effective, budget friendly, and super easy to make no matter like what your skill level is. So yeah. All kind of snowballs together.
It is kind of weird how these things kind of tend to circumvent each other. Like when you get into exercise, you get into nutrition. When you get into those, then you have to all of a sudden you start sleeping better. And so you get better recovery. And then all of a sudden you start to work on kind of the mental aspect, because it's like, can I lift this? Can I do this? Like you get so much more courage out of doing the things that you're afraid of.
No, you're 100% right. And you're right. It affects all things. Cause like, you know, I was guilty of when I first started was, oh, I'm working out. I can eat this pizza. Or I can eat that. Then you realize it's more nutrition than, you know, anything else. So then, you know, you really got to get your nutrition on lockdown, focus on those weights and getting in the gym and things like that. And like you said, just moving your body. And you said, you know, you sleep better because you're feeding your body better. It all like, it improves your life in every single aspect because you have more mental clarity. You can be more focused at work because you have more energy because you're working out. And so, yeah, it's crucial, I think, to live a good life to have your nutrition and fitness like on point. Yeah.
Your story is almost like I played football in college. I actually played 3 sports in college. And at the time that I got out, I had a really bad injury where they told me I might not walk again right after college. But I did this thing where it was like I was so stuck in my head that I couldn't get myself to exercise. I'd work out my arms kind of, but barely. Yeah. It was such like a hard thing to deal with, not being able to do what I'd always been able to do. I was this collegiate athlete that could basically go do anything.
Yeah.
And have an 8-pack and it looked awesome, you know? and the funny thing is, like, looking back, I thought I was fat back then. But anyway, I started to get like, I got skinny, but I got fat at the same time until because I wasn't working out as hard as I was when I was in college, you know, where someone's pushing you because you're part of a team and you got a coach.
Right.
And so I'm like, I'll eat this pizza because I always could. You know?
Well, it's crazy what you said about having like an 8-pack and then thinking you were fat at the time. I think that's definitely something that, you know, gets in your head because, you know, I was talking to my mom, and my mom's 63 now, and she said something about, I mentioned something about like, wanting to work out and like to, you know, lose this or do that. And she's like, honey, she goes, when you're my age, you're going to look back and wish you were as, quote, fat as you were, you know, then as you are now. And it's totally becomes like a dysmorphia. And it's just, you know, you always want to push yourself because you get in the gym. And like you said, you're like, can I lift this? Can I push this? Can I do that? Where it becomes a constant competition with yourself. But you have to kind of step back and realize how far that you've come, because so many people like focus on where the journey's going or where the like quote end result is. But the thing is like, you lost 20 damn pounds. Like, be thankful for that, because you could just now be starting. You know, when people say that to me, like, I'm down this much, but I'm getting discouraged. I'm like, if they say 35 pounds, like, okay, go to the gym and pick up the 35-pound weight and see how much, you know, weight that you physically lost, feel it, and then you'll be appreciative of it and then move forward from there, you know? And it's getting your mindset balanced back out to where you're not just focused on, you know, like pinching any little bit of skin you can and, you know, being upset about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And even if there's a certain amount of, like, obviously we want to make progress. We want to lose the 35. We want to get stronger. Like, you're not going to, if you start, you will not see progress.
Yeah.
So even the people who, they don't see any change on the scale, they see themselves in the mirror every day, so they don't notice how much they are changing. And they're like, I'm not changing. But they showed up every day of the week for the last, 12 weeks. But before that, for the last 6 years, they hadn't done anything. And it's like, well, you still got to call that a success.
Yeah, that's a mental success. You know what I mean? You're getting yourself in the gym every day and you're working towards a better person, because there's always more to push for. There's always something, some goal. And that's also where like pictures and everything comes in. Throw the scale away. That's true. But there's always something, like to be accomplished, whether it be, maybe you're not losing pounds, but you're losing inches, or maybe you didn't lose anything, but you're getting your nutrition on point. You're learning how to cook better, and you're learning how to eat healthier. You're learning how to grocery shop like you didn't before. There's so many little like little milestones along the way with nutrition and fitness that, there's something to be celebrated, along the way every day.
Yeah, totally. I think it's kind of interesting, like, that people think that there's an end to all this stuff.
There's not. I mean, people set an end goal. Like, I mean, diet is terrible. It's because, we all know, like, you can't just diet to lose 20 pounds and stop and then go back to eating pizza. That doesn't work. And I don't feel there is an actual end to it. It's more of like, I feel like it's setting goals and meeting those goals, but then you have to push the goals. You know what I mean? Like, my goal, back in September was, okay, I want to lose X amount of weight. Well, I lost that, so I met my goal, but that wasn't necessarily the end. It was like, okay, now I want to push and do this. So it's constantly setting goals to meet those goals, but then you need to reset one because there is no true end to it.
Yeah. That's pretty remarkable what you did actually, because like no one would have said that you needed to change your body. Yeah. No, there's no person in the world that would have been like, oh, Emily.
Yeah. Girl, you better get your shit together.
What's that?
I said, girl, you better get your shit together.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was going to say that to you. But you posted that side by side of the before and after. And I think it was in the same room even, or it was kind of the same pose. It was like, holy crap, that's.
Yeah, it's funny because actually the cover of the cookbook, I was 18 pounds heavier on the cover of the cookbook when I shot it. And at the time I was like, okay, but I was just kind of like, you know what? I need to kind of like tighten it up a little bit. I want to, really start. I transitioned from straight clean eating into like a macro-based diet, which worked way better for me because just the flexibility and how busy I am and everything like that, it just worked out so much better. And I felt a million times better, and I was eating a lot more food that way. And I kind of just, getting my nutrition back on point and started tracking my food again and being conscious of it, because even though I was eating healthy when I was this size, but my carbs were way too low. My fats were way too high. So it was just finding that balance of switching the way that I was eating and still continuing to eat healthy, but just feeding your body, because you know how it is. Your body is nothing but science. It is a total science experiment, basically. So it was transitioning things. And at the time, that's why I love pictures instead of the scale, because I go back and look and I'm like, holy shit. Like I didn't realize what you look like before. So that's why I think pictures are amazing to look at. And that's why you do them in different poses. And another thing is do them when you're not like flexed and stuff. Because I feel like people take selfies when they're in their bikini or their swimming trunks or their underwear, whatever. And it's always in the best lighting. They're flexing. They're trying to look great. But the thing is, that's not how you walk around. So when you take your personal progress photos, take them the same position, just a normal time of day. Don't try to like manipulate lighting and, things like that. Because that's really how you look to everyone else walking around on the street, So I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah. It would be hard to compete with or to compare yourself to a highlight reel. And that's the
thing is that a lot of people post before and after selfies on like social media, and the first one will be when they're like in bad lighting, they're like, let it all hang out. But then the next one will be all like in good lighting and they're like flexing and everything like that.
And
and that's not like a true representation. I mean, yes, you made a transformation, but it's not a true representation when you're trying to manipulate lighting and everything like that. So
yeah, you don't want to end up deceiving yourself in the process of trying to get yourself where you're.
And I say that from experience, because years ago, I did that where I took these progress pictures and it was like excellent lighting. I had a really nice fresh tan on and everything. And so like I looked great, and I looked back and it made me more upset that I didn't look like that. But then I like have to remember, like, wait a second, I wasn't healthy that time though either, because I was on a 900 calorie a day. I hired a diet coach and I was only on 900 calories a day, which is, you guys know, that's like terrible. And so I was just skinny and, super, super lean. And yeah, I was like, okay, no more of taking like super flattering progress photos.
It's funny you say that. Like, there's a lot of parallels here, because I did that exact same thing. Like, the lowest body fat composition I ever took was 4.5%. So that's 4.5% body fat. Like, that's crazy low.
Yeah.
And I like that's where you can see all the veins and everything.
Right. That's right. I got down to 10%, and it was like not good for a girl.
No, yeah. For a female, that's like equivalent, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. 4.5%, like that's not healthy anymore.
No.
Like, that's starving yourself out. I wasn't eating. That's back when I was like trying to eat no carbohydrates, and I was not eating a diet that was specific to me. I was trying to do the thing that was on at the time. Yeah.
And that's what I tell people too, is they fall into this friend diet. And we talk about that on my podcast too. It's like, something that works for my, I'm 5'11", something that works for my friend that's 5'1", she can't eat as many calories as I can. She can't. So if she said, oh, what's your diet? Let me see what you're doing. If I give her that, she's more than likely going to gain weight, So and she may not have the same activity level I do, the same body composition, things like that. So it's important to, work with a coach or work with someone that can customize it to you, because so many people just follow what worked for their friend, where, that's not cut out. Or if your friend has a lot more weight to lose than you, they might be on more calorie restriction than you should be on, and you're going to lose too fast. And, it can wreck your metabolism.
Yeah, it can wreck everything. Yeah. I mean, you really put a lot of stress in your body. And I mean, we're not trying to accumulate stress through nutrition.
Right. Exactly.
No, that'd be no bueno. But yeah, Rach and I actually had to have a conversation when we were first spending like living together and doing that whole thing. It was like, hey, like if we keep eating like this, I'm going to, because it was like, I can handle a certain amount of carbohydrates, but nothing like she can handle. So it was like, we keep eating like this, I'm going to just keep on. Like, I'm not going to look like this anymore.
She'll be lean and fat. You'll be like Michelin Man.
Yeah, a little bit. It's never like down here though. It's just my face.
Oh, really? Well, I think everybody carries it differently.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was a funny conversation to have for sure. But
yeah. Well, it's important to hold each other accountable though too, to know what works for each other. And I think that's also why pictures are important though too, is because Andy and I had this conversation, when he started doing his transformation, and then when I started doing my macro stuff, it's like when we've been together 9 years. When you see each other every single day, you don't realize the fluctuations in your weight, or that, you're gaining weight or anything like that. And so it's important to take those pictures and look back on them every once in a while. And, if you kind of start to get off base or you stop tracking your food, things like that, to look back now, we'll see like Time Hop is the best and worst app because it pulls up pictures and you're like, holy shit, like you just don't even realize what you look like. And you're like, and I actually told him, I go, why didn't you tell me that? He goes, I never saw you like that. And the same thing with him. I'm like, I never saw you that way, because it is like you see each other every single day.
And I mean, I would imagine, I hope anyway, that he probably sees you and he's like, you're beautiful no matter what.
He does. He goes, I never thought that you looked bad or you looked like out of shape or you looked heavy. And I'm like, well, I felt like that. So,
and ultimately, like what's really matters there, it's like you're the one that matters in that scenario. So.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's kind of deceiving because I'm tall, so like my weight distributes pretty much evenly, and so I was wearing the same size clothing pretty much too. So I didn't realize it in my clothing. Whereas I know shorter people always say that it's 5 pounds of them can be a lot, whereas it can be 15 pounds to me before I feel it, like in my clothes or anything. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Tall girl.
I totally understand. Like I'm 6'4", so like I can really put on a lot of weight before it really becomes, but muscle too. So like I could put on a ton of muscle and you'd never know, it'd just be like, oh, okay, well my shirts are fitting slightly tighter, but no one notices with me.
Yeah.
No, talk about a guy that has really changed his body in the last year. I mean, I remember when he did that he did the podcast I listened to probably about a year ago where he's like, I fucking hate it that I've let myself go and all this stuff. And he's like, mark my words, right now, a year from now, or he said something about, he made a prediction and it really turned it around. He looks great.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature genetically. Like, it's so crazy because he could like look, some people like train trying to put muscle on. Andy could freaking look at a damn dumbbell and like gain muscle like immediately. He's just people don't realize it. And they say like, oh, he's a big guy. But until they see him in person, he's very wide and barrel chested. Like he's very built, and he's got a wide stature. So he can hold a lot of muscle on his frame. And, he's got abs right now and he's 270 pounds. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. And when he's like 265, he's like, just like shredded, so it's crazy. But he just started busting his ass more because he'd always like worked out. But the thing is that our diets just fell off because we both got so busy where it was more of like, and we still ate at home, but as again, like we just would eat too large of portions or too many fats and things like that. Also, we were, and of course we fell off where we would just want to go out. We would go out on weekends and we would like drink and have food and like overindulge. Then you wake up and feel like shit the next day. So, let's go have a hair of the dog drinks. Then we just go, drink again. But he's been, doing more of like a keto type of diet during the week. And then he has like a, carb refeed on Wednesday and Sundays. He's been doing, we call it Death Mountain or the hill. If you've seen him do cardio, it's like a 2-mile hill that's pretty much like straight up. He's been busting his ass there, going to the gym every day. He flew out early this morning and hit the gym before he went out and just rededicating himself, because he's dedicated in so many different avenues in all his businesses that he has, where it's like, he personally, and he'll tell you this himself. So it's not like I'm saying anything that he wouldn't, but it's just, he let himself be the last priority because he was too busy like making the businesses happen. He wants his guys to have the things that he has, you know what I mean? And So that's like his dream. He's like, I want all my guys to drive a Lamborghini and stuff. So it's something where he just, rededicated himself, and it's even helped the business more because then you feel good about yourself. When you're taking care of yourself, like we talked about, it's like your focus is better. You can put out a better energy, to others around you, and it helps them succeed as well. So yeah, I'm so freaking proud of him. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, plus he's been his own model, it's like, hey, I do all this stuff too. This is why I started this, so that you could be healthy, so that I could be healthy, so that,
right. That's the thing is people, and I think too, it's like, that he's done it on his own products, cause like I always tell him that, cause like you see, companies and they're like, they have these people that were already shredded and then they start their own line and they're like, I use my stuff and blah, blah. I'm like, okay, you looked like that before you did this. You know what I mean? Where he actually is a testament to his brand. You know what I mean?
Right. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Will you just say the right word already? No, just kidding. No, he just, he's living what he creates, so I don't think there's any more better, testament or marketing or advertising than that, because he's so damn busy. Like people don't, they don't see everything that goes on behind the scenes, so
yeah.
It's awesome.
No, he does some pretty cool stuff, but I mean, he's like a classic endomorph body. Can obviously, can put on a lot of muscle mass really fast. Obviously, a low carb diet's going to work a little bit better for him. Right. Whereas like for you, that's just going to be torture. It would not be good.
I did a keto diet probably 6 years ago before it really got hot. I was doing 20 grams of carbs a day. Fucking terrible. That's not good for anything for a woman to do because women, keto is hard. It's hard to be, and I don't know what your views are on it, but me personally, keto is not designed for women. It can be successful in the beginning if you have a lot more weight to lose, actual fat to lose, not necessarily just like weight, but it can be beneficial. But then you get to a point where low carbohydrates and, your fats, those mess with women's hormones a lot. So it's important to have that balance. Yeah. And a lot of women see men losing weight on this keto diet because it's so popular, but that's not the greatest idea for women to do. And I feel like women are more successful if they maintain a balance of, their protein, carbs, and fats.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah. There's obviously a difference between males and females and how we respond to different things. But the entire reason the majority of the reason that a low carb diet works is because you're removing an entire macronutrient group, carbs are our only non-essential macronutrient. We have to have fat and protein. So you could survive on that for a pretty long period, forever basically, but you're not going to feel very good for the first month or two. You're going to feel like shit. But if you're trying to lose a ton of weight, it's a really good, pretty good strategy to lose a ton of weight really quick. But the people who it's going to work for are the people who get heavy really easy.
Right. And also I think an important key to that is that when they lose this weight, let's say you have a woman that needs to lose 100 pounds. So she does keto to try to drop a mass amount of that fat. The thing is that it's that transition to because keto is, I feel like it's not sustainable for the long-term, life. If you can go for the rest of your life, because it is a lifestyle, you don't want to think of it as just a diet. Yeah. It's, you need to find the appropriate way to reverse diet out of keto to start slowly introducing carbs back into your diet, because what happens is they do keto for so long and their body forgets about what the hell a carb is anyway. And they start eating 100 to 200 grams of carbs a day to try to reintroduce it when it needs to be a much slower process than that. And maybe just, 30 or 40 grams of carbs a day for a week and maintain, and then boost it up, 10 to 20 carbs per week until you build that threshold back up.
Yeah. And there's a lot of mental stuff that goes on there too, not just from the ketones that are actually happening in your brain, but when you deplete the muscle of all the glycogen stores that it has, you lose weight on the scale.
Right.
Well, what happens when you go and eat that pizza and you have all that salt and all that carbohydrate that is flowing back into you, and it fills up that and it restores, all of a sudden the scale went up and you're like, oh my God, I gained 10 pounds of fat back. No, you didn't.
No, and the scale is a mind fuck. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's meant to torture you. Because some people, they weigh themselves after a cheat meal the next day. And I'm like, why the fuck are you on the scale like that? You don't get on for 3 or 4 days after, because your body's because think like we had Summer Smash weekend, just a couple weeks ago. And so that was Saturday we ate, we had a big party here on Sunday. And I was just like, I wonder how much, I know I didn't gain weight, but I was like, I wonder how much I'm holding on to my body. And it was 5 pounds. And then literally later that day, I weighed again, I was down 3 pounds. And but the next morning I was down 3 more pounds. So that just shows you, if you think gain 5 pounds, I did not eat that many excessive calories that 2 days to literally gain 5 pounds. So it's realizing your body's just holding on to that stuff till you get back in a routine and can flush it out. So.
Right. Yeah, like physiologically, your muscle or your fat cannot change in that amount of time.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. Like the scale is a total mindfuck. We have a scale at the gym, but we use it. It has a sign up on it that says.
I saw that. What's it say? Like this determines your gravity and things like that.
Yeah, it only measures your relationship with gravity. It doesn't measure character, beauty, courage. I don't remember what all else it says, but everybody gets the message. It doesn't. Like it was only measuring your relationship with gravity. If you went to Mars, you'd be a little bit heavier. You go to the moon, you're gonna be a little bit lighter.
Exactly.
Anything else? Yeah.
No shit.
Oh man, that's really. That's cool. Like I do think there's something in there about like just. With the scale where they're almost setting themselves up to punish themselves. Like, oh, I'm going to hop on the scale. I'm going to punish myself because of it. And it's like, no, like,
right.
But even if you did make an error, which you probably didn't, then we better learn something from it, not punish yourself for it.
And I also feel that it can be people determine their daily diet based upon what the scale says. So I say this out of what I used to do. I'd wake up and I'd be down. I'd be like, oh, awesome. I can eat a little extra today because I was down. It was my way of justifying having a snack or having extra food or whatever it was because I felt like I was in the clear because I was down that day. Well, then the next day I'd be up and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I want to starve myself all day. So I was determining my diet based upon what the scale was telling me. You know what I mean? If I did good, I'd be like, oh, cool. I would reward myself if the scale was nice to me. If it was mean to me, then I'd be pissed off all day and be hungry.
When really the only person being nice or mean to you is you.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was just something that, it took a lot to like get over that, to realize, like I said, it was just, I was probably 21 at this time when this was going on. It's like, I didn't know that much. It was based upon what my mom was taught, like the Jane Fonda stuff, the Weight Watchers, all this stuff, like women need to weigh 125 pounds. Look, I'm almost 6 foot tall. There's no way I could ever weigh 120. That was like third grade for me, probably, was 125 pounds.
Yeah, for real, I might have weighed 120 pounds in third grade. But.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But I was a little bit of a chubby kid, so that was probably part of it.
I was too. I liked all that food my mom made. That's why I had. That's why.
Well, I grew up the same way. I grew up on
a cookbook because she always fed me good food.
Yeah. No, I grew up on a farm too, and it was the same thing. Like my mom's a nurse, my dad's a farmer, and so like it was like hamburger, steak, we raised our own chickens, and so it was like fried chicken and mashed potatoes and like the best gravy you've ever had. So it's like you're not down.
So that's how I was. Like it was a beef. We grew up on a row crop and a Angus cattle farm is what my dad. He still does that too, and so we had beef all the time, and like. That, yeah, exactly. Tall girls don't weigh 125. My leg weighs 125. Yeah. But no, we had beef all the time, and beef. It was pretty lean because it was all like it was all raised on the farm there, But then we didn't like fatten them up for market or anything like that. But the thing is, still, it's got a higher fat content than like chicken does or anything like that. And we had beef. Probably 5 nights a week at least, and it's like. I actually became a vegetarian in high school for a couple of years because I was so tired of eating beef.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
2 years? That's a while.
I know, but then I would just substitute beef with fucking pizza, I think. That's my
favorite. The vegetarians that just eat macaroni and cheese.
I know. Or, yeah, it kills me. Or like, I don't know. There's all the vegans that only eat potato chips and stuff like that. I'm just like, what? That's not healthy.
Vegan. It's yeah, no. No, this has been great. This has been fantastic. But anyway, how do people get a hold of you? How do they
Instagram, Well, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, just Emily Frisella, Fit Home and Health on Facebook. And then the book, you can get it on Amazon, fithomeandhealth.com, or Barnes & Noble.
Cool. And this is the book, guys. It's,
Fresh Farm.
Hey, by the way, do you by any chance like desserts?
Are you kidding me? Did you see the book?
No. We were giving you a hard time. Rachel's like reading through it. She's like, I think that Emily really likes desserts. I'm like, what are you talking
I have a sweet tooth. Yeah, and that's why, because like my publisher, we were writing it and we were trying to figure out like how to do it because, you know, like even it all out because we wanted to have an even number in each season. That's why it's divided seasonally for to make it more budget friendly when you shop. But yeah, like sweets, not only for me, but it's like I've actually found through people buying the book that's their like thing too. So I feel good. That's like they're like, well, I need the sweets because eating clean, it's like people know how to like bake a chicken breast or steam broccoli. So I'm just trying to give you more ideas of how to eat clean. But it's the desserts. Like, how do I make a dessert that doesn't taste like shit that's going to be healthy for me? You know what I mean? Next one's coming out end of the year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's coming out. Yeah. December. I was shooting for November, but I think it's going to end up being towards the end of December by the time it's done print and everything like that. So it takes about 6 weeks to print. So it's a long time. I'm making the puff pastry too, actually. I think I'm going to make it tomorrow because I need to get a new picture of it.
I think we're going to, I forget what the one we were going to make tonight. It was something with puff pastries and I think there was blueberries or something. Anyway.
Yeah, the blueberry protein puff pastry. Yeah.
That one.
That's one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
But yeah, guys, go ahead and follow Emily over on Instagram. She's a really good channel. I like your channel a lot. I think it's cool. But you want to talk about your apparel line too?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I have an apparel line. It's called Savage and Frisella. We actually started it about a year ago in April. My girlfriend, Katie Savage, she lives in Salt Lake City. We started just because we were tired of all this like bad bitch, like bullshit behavior. Like all these girls are trying to be like this bad bitch. It's like, how about you just be a nice person? So we were just like, you know, like, and we wanted some like cute clothes. We're like, why don't we just try to like promote positivity and make some cute clothes? And we just started as like a fun project, but it's taken off and it's in some boutiques around the country here. We're growing that and building our store and going to start doing stuff every month with releases and things like that. We just do like about 4 or 5 releases a year, but we're going to start doing it every month. So yeah, it's awesome. Good. Yeah. And then I have a podcast called Food and Session. It's a nutrition podcast. I do that because there was nobody I couldn't find a podcast that wasn't unbiased. You know what I mean? All the podcasts you see for nutrition are like all vegan, all vegetarian, all paleo, all keto, things like that. Or they're like so endorsed that it's a biased opinion of what it is. Yeah. So my girlfriend Mindy and I, we decided to do it. She's a registered dietitian and diabetes certified educator. So we do it together and basically just kind of throw out all the information on nutrition and health and stuff and to let you make a decision. So
no, that's awesome. Love it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, guys, we're going to end broadcast, but thank you for being here. If you want to get a hold of Emily, go and follow her on Instagram and check out the podcast. But
thank you.
Yeah. There we go.